How to handle emotional triggers, fight, flight, or freeze response explained. In this video, we're going to explore one of the most common ways we react to stress, the fight, flight, and freeze response. You'll learn how to recognize your triggers, manage your reactions, and stay in control during stressful situations. Let's dive in. Introduction to emotional triggers. We've all been there. Someone says or does something that instantly triggers an emotional reaction. Your heart races, your mind blanks, or you just want to run away from the situation. These responses are part of our brain's natural survival mechanism known as fight, flight, or freeze. The fight, flight, and freeze response. Let's break it down. The fight, flight, freeze response is your brain's way of protecting you from perceived danger. When you feel threatened or stressed, your body reacts in one of these three ways. Explanation of each response. First, we have fight, the urge to confront the problem head on, often with aggression or argument. Second is flight, the impulse to avoid or run away from the issue entirely. And lastly, freeze, feeling immobilized, unsure of how to respond or act. Example of an emotional trigger. Imagine you're in a meeting and a colleague aggressively challenges your ideas in front of everyone. You feel disrespected and anxiety kicks in. This is your emotional trigger, the moment you start to react. Common emotional triggers. Common triggers might include feeling disrespected, treated unfairly, or micromanaged. But before reacting, here are 4 steps you can use to manage your emotional response. 4 quick steps to managing your triggers. Pause. Take a deep breath before you react. Reflect. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Reframe. Consider if the situation is a personal attack or just a difference in opinion. Respond. Use calm, rational communication instead of reacting emotionally. Practical exercise. Identify your triggers. Now let's put this into practice. Take a moment to write down 3 situations where you felt triggered in the past. Describe how you responded. Did you fight, flee, or freeze? Then identify one strategy to manage the trigger better the next time. Transition to a communication tool. Non-violent communication. How do you effectively communicate with difficult people? But emotional triggers are only part of the equation. To handle difficult situations, effective communication is key. Let's explore how non-violent communication can help you diffuse conflict and express your needs clearly. Non-violent communication. Non-violent communication is a powerful framework for handling difficult conversations. It works in 4 simple steps. Observation. State what you have observed without judgment. Feeling. Express how this makes you feel. Need. Identify what you need in this situation. Request. Make a clear request for what you're like to change. For example, imagine receiving harsh feedback from your supervisor. Instead of reacting defensively, you could say, I've noticed that in our last few meetings, your feedback has been more critical, and this makes me feel concerned. I need to understand what changes you like to see so we can improve together. Could we go over this feedback in more detail? Conclusion and call to action. So, there you have it. Understanding emotional triggers and using the non violent communication framework can help you navigate challenging situations calmly and constructively. Take a moment to reflect on what triggers you and practice these techniques in your next tough conversation. If you found this helpful, like, subscribe, and share for more practical workplace tips. See you soon.